My name is Nikki Gurel. I am the anthropology faculty member at College of Western Idaho, and I am also the project director for our petroglyph mapping project out here at Celebration Park and associated sites like Map Rock, which was also part of our project this year. This is the third time that we have been in the field at Celebration Park. Our first field season was in March of 2014, and then we came out here in October of that year, and now we're out here again in March of 2015 to take part in a much more extensive undertaking, documenting, recording, sketching, photographing the petroglyphs that are down the canyon here of the Snake River Basin at 3 different units. So a much bigger project this time around. We had 25 students that were a part of the project, and essentially we were in the field for 5 complete solid days, documenting all of the petroglyphs according to the American Rock Art Research Association guidelines.
My name's Tom Bisak, and I'm the director of Canyon County Parks, Recreation, and Waterways. I also am the guy responsible for Celebration Park. I started Celebration Park in 1989. I wrote the original conditional use permit, purchased the original property and the historic Guffey Bridge, and in the process of putting the park together, we noticed that there were lots and lots of cultural resources, including thousands of petroglyphs. So Celebration Park is an outstanding recreational opportunity for our citizens and visitors, but it has a larger purpose, and that purpose is to preserve the cultural legacy of Southern Canyon County, especially the prehistoric resources. And so to that end, we have an extensive educational program. About 10,000 students visit Celebration Park every year to learn about the prehistory of the area. And one of the things that we are real proud to do is to offer that opportunity to the Anthropology Club of the College of Western Idaho. They've done a tremendous service to Celebration Park in the last 2 years in recording the cultural resources that characterize this particular part of the Snake River Canyon. And I'm just kind of humbled and appreciative of the opportunity to be able to scratch this kind of a line around this area and say, all right, this is something that we preserve for the scholars and for those interested in history.
This project was meaningful for me on a personal and professional level. For the personal reasons for this project, again, was my children. I want them to be able to come out to Celebration Park and see the petroglyphs and see the documentation and take that with them for the rest of their lives and my grandchildren's lives. On a professional level, this is the first opportunity that I've ever had on field work. It was a mind-boggling experience to see the step-by-step, and it's not just the work that we're doing in the field, it's the months preparation before we come out to the field. It's the interactions that you are able to obtain, and it's friends and relationships that you're going to grow with.
Personally, this experience has been something that has been somewhat life-changing for me. I came in the first day, and I remember rolling into camp, and I didn't really know anybody. I mean, I knew Nikki, and she's awesome, but you know, I didn't know anybody that well. And I set up camp in my little tiny tent, and I walked into camp the first night, and I met Kathy, and Kathy said to me, she's like, you know, by the end of this week, you're going to be missing these people, because you're going to get to know them that well. And you know, in my head, I was like, whatever. Like, I'm not very social, and I'm not really going to get that close to people. And last night, as I was walking back to my bed, I was like, damn, Kathy was right. Like, I'm totally gonna miss these people, and I think that speaks to the sense of community that this has built for me. This safe place to be who you are, to come out, study. You know, we get to study these petroglyphs, which are beautiful. But more than that, everybody who comes out here has something to give and has something to give to the community that is created. And I think that's really important, and I think that is something that I'm very, very grateful to have the experience of, and really had some, did some deep thinking about my career and where I want to go, and being able to come out here and be with this group of people and get to do field work and experience that was something that was really interesting because I loved it. I really, really loved it, and it's something that I feel like I could do, and I feel like I should do, and it's something that I could commit myself to doing, and I want to be here, like, no matter where I am in my life, where I go, I want to come back because this project is that important. I think it's something of, like Nikki has said a million times, a legacy, and that's something that I am very grateful for.
So for me, this project is vital. We desperately need to be able to come out and record basically a dead language, so the elements don't take it from us. We need to be able to have the information, have the data, have the images, so we can go back and learn more about what the Shoshone Paiute Indians did here in this valley and how we can better understand their lives and how it can enrich ours.
So this project is really important to the community as a whole because it brings awareness to the people that live around here, whether they're a few miles out or a couple hours out. I think that a lot of people don't realize all this is out here, and it allows people to make sure that, others aren't coming in and destroying the petroglyphs and destroying this history that we have here in Idaho. I really believe that it rings true. From a quote I heard in one of our videos from class, a gentleman said, if a country doesn't know their past, they have no future. And that's the whole point of this project, is to preserve our past so we can learn from it and become better in the future.
So I think for me, this has been an amazing experience. I mean, obviously with all the people I'm with and Nikki, they're amazing people. Being able to get a more one-on-one basis with everyone than just being at the school or in the Anthropology Club. But it helps to remind me why I'm going for my degree. It puts that passion back in for me. Like, it helps me to remember that I want to be able to study cultures. I want to be able to study past people and understand how they used to live and understand their experiences, understand their lifestyles. And because we have so much technology today and we have so many things that are just readily available at our fingertips with, grocery stores and the internet and everything else, that we forget how people used to have to garden and be able to hunt for their food and make all their weapons with bones and their hides and things like that. It puts you back into their world and into their realm and help you to appreciate things that you have now. So I'd love to be able to understand where they came from and be able to preserve that and help other people to understand where other people, like, how we came to be.
So when I first came out here to this project, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. But watching everybody and being involved in this, I realized exactly how much it really takes to get a program like this off the ground, and how much work it actually takes for us to get involved and for all the data to be recorded. It's something I never would have imagined to be this extensive, but I found it really interesting.
For me, the most interesting part about this project was gridding and sketching map rock, the most iconic rock perhaps of this entire area. Map rock has been an important part of Idaho culture for quite a while, and unfortunately, because it's been so popular, it's experienced a lot of vandalism, and a lot of it's been destroyed over the years. And getting a chance to preserve that for future generations is really important. I'm not an archaeologist or a professional recorder of petroglyphs. The important part of this project for me is the chance to contribute to Idaho's history and to serve my duty essentially as an Idaho citizen, helping to contribute to the greater good of Idaho and helping to benefit the community.
This project is really meaningful for me on a professional level because as a Native American Studies student, while archaeology isn't my focus, this will bring a greater depth of knowledge to Great Basin tribes, and it'll just make me that much more of a well-rounded student and hopefully professional once I'm done with my academic career. Personally, I felt like I have really thrived in the role that I was given this time around. As a leader, I feel that I'm effective, and it's fulfilling for me to be able to bring my skills and knowledge to the table in hopes that the people that I am leading learn from that, and in the future, if I'm not able to make it back for a recording session, that they can remember what I taught them in past sessions, and they can use that knowledge and those skills for themselves, and even pass it on to the next group of students that even that maybe they're leading. So that's been exceptionally rewarding for me.
What's beneficial probably is that you're leaving a legacy for future generations. You're recording stuff that may not be here in another 100, 200 years. So it's something that the community in general can take advantage of and enjoy.
Do you see the difference between learning this information about the Great Basin people versus out of a book and then seeing it here?
Yes. Yeah, because you can only learn so much from a book. Like, you have to, at some point in time, you have to get out and you have to do field work. You have to be out and experience it for what it truly is, the way they experienced everything. And I think we kind of got that on this trip. We got the rain and the nasty weather, and we got to have a little sunshine too along with that.
In October 2015, we were able to wrap up our fourth and final field season, recording the petroglyphs at Map Rock Access and Map Rock. So what we were able to accomplish in that process will be published into our project report. But more importantly for the public, we'll be actually taking that data and uploading it into the collector for ArcGIS, which is a application for a smartphone that will enable anybody to go out to MapRock Access and actually be able to click on an interactive map and pull up the data that we've input. So that data will include photographs and sketches and a little blurb about the petroglyph themselves, which I think will go a long way towards interacting with the public and helping them realize the benefits of preserving these cultural resources. The second thing that we're working on, and this is in process right now, we have a core group of students who are working collaboratively with the Fish and Game and Canyon County Parks, Recreation, and Waterways to develop MapRock Access into one of Idaho's newest parks that's going to feature a petroglyph trail with interpretive signage and other educational materials that will help promote and preserve historic preservation of these resources.